The forest was silent, except for the crunch of boots and the heavy breath of searchers. The missing girl had been gone for over 24 hours. Hope was slipping. Suddenly, Max, a trained K9 German Shepherd, stopped dead in his tracks. His ears perked. Nose to the ground. Without warning, he bolted off the path, dragging his handler behind him. The team followed, hearts pounding. Max dug furiously beneath a cluster of leaves. And there it was, a small, muddy pink handbag. Everyone froze. It was hers. But Max wasn't done yet. He looked up and began to run again, deeper into the woods. It was supposed to be a normal afternoon. 8-year-old Lily, full of energy and laughter, had just returned home from school. She left her shoes at the door, grabbed a snack, and told her mother she was going outside to play in the backyard like she always did. But when her mother called for her half an hour later, Lily didn't answer. Panic set in quickly. The backyard opened into a wide patch of woods that bordered the neighborhood. It was a place the children were told never to go alone. But Lily had a curious heart, and sometimes curiosity is louder than rules. By sundown, neighbors joined in the search. Flashlights danced through trees, voices called her name, but there was no sign. Her pink school bag, the one with the cartoon rabbit on it, was gone too. When the local police arrived, they immediately brought in their most experienced K9 search unit. Officer Daniels and his loyal dog Max had found missing persons before. But time was critical now. The temperature was dropping fast. A child alone in the woods at night could mean disaster. The search party moved quickly, but the forest was dense, and daylight was fading. Max, the K9 German Shepherd, took the lead, his nose skimming just above the ground, tail stiff, movements sharp. Officer Daniels held tightly to the leash, trusting Max's every signal. The group was quiet except for the crunch of leaves and the occasional call of Lily, echoing into the trees. Flashlights cut through the growing shadows, but every bush looked the same, every branch twisted like the last. Fear was beginning to spread, not just for Lily, but for how long she could survive alone in the cold. Suddenly, Max stopped. He turned his head sharply to the left and began pulling Daniels down a slope. It was steep, muddy, and led away from the main search area. "Should we follow?" one officer asked. Daniels nodded. "Always trust the dog." They stumbled through the underbrush until Max halted near a patch of tall grass. He sniffed, circled, then began barking. Loud. Urgent. Max stood still, his body tense and ears forward. His paws sank slightly into the wet ground, but his focus didn't waver. His nose hovered above a patch of earth disturbed by something. Maybe footsteps, maybe something dragged. He sniffed again, whined softly, then barked. Officer Daniels crouched beside him, brushing aside the grass. A scrap of pink fabric lay half-buried beneath damp leaves. The rabbit face was nearly covered in dirt, but unmistakable. "She's been here," Daniels whispered. His voice was soft but heavy with urgency. The search team spread out immediately, combing the area for more clues. Max continued sniffing, circling the area in tighter and tighter loops. Then he stopped again and darted toward a narrow break between two trees. "Let him go," someone said. Daniels released the leash. Max shot through the trees, nose to the ground, tail moving like a pendulum. The group followed, stumbling over roots and ducking branches, driven by a surge of hope. They emerged into a clearing with a small stream running through it. Max stood at the water's edge, sniffing a muddy footprint. It was small. Too small for an adult. Just as the team regained hope, the mood shifted. Max froze again, but this time it wasn't excitement. His body went rigid, ears flattened, and a low growl rumbled from deep in his chest. Officer Daniels reached for his sidearm instinctively. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. Then came the snap of a branch. Everyone paused. A shadow moved beyond the tree-line. Something large. It wasn't Lily. Daniels raised his hand, signaling everyone to stay still. Max barked sharply, then lunged forward a few steps and stopped, barking again, this time with urgency, not aggression. Suddenly, from the far side of the clearing, a figure stumbled into view. Mud-streaked, shaking, and barefoot. It was Lily. Her eyes were wide with fear, and her lips trembled. She pointed behind her. "There was someone watching me," she whispered, barely audible. The team rushed to her, surrounding her in a protective circle. Max pressed his head against her arm, calming her immediately. Daniels scanned the woods but saw nothing. Whoever it was, if it was anyone, was gone now. The girl was safe, but the mystery deepened. Had she simply gotten lost, or had something, or someone, led her off the path? Lily was rushed to a nearby hospital, where doctors treated her for dehydration, mild hypothermia, and a sprained ankle. Her parents, overwhelmed with emotion, held her tightly, unable to believe she was safe again. Her mother couldn't stop thanking the K-9 unit. Her father knelt down beside Max and whispered, "You saved my daughter's life." Max wagged his tail gently and leaned into his hand. News of the rescue spread quickly. By the next morning, headlines read, "K-9 hero finds missing girl just in time." Reporters arrived at the station, asking to interview Officer Daniels and his four-legged partner. But Daniels gave all the credit to Max. "He didn't just track her scent," he said. "He protected her. He stayed focused. He did what no human could." Back at the station, Max was treated like royalty. He received a special meal, new toys, and more attention than he knew what to do with. But what mattered most wasn't the media attention or the gifts, it was the bond formed that night. Between a brave dog, a determined officer, and a little girl who now believed in heroes. Months passed, but Lily never forgot Max. Every week, she visited the station with a treat in hand and a hug ready. Her fear of the forest slowly faded, replaced by the comfort of knowing someone like Max had been there for her. Max, now a local legend, continued his work, calm, loyal, and fearless. But whenever Lily arrived, his tail wagged a little harder, and his eyes lit up. What began as a rescue became something more, a bond between a child and a protector that no one could explain, but everyone could feel.